so exciting. Thank you so much for hanging out and tuning into our live and waiting for the alligators and Soni and I. I am, tell you what, so excited you're joining us for this live. And this is the first time that we are going to feed the alligators on a YouTube live. So I am very excited. It's amazing when you do feed them because then you're going to be able to see this video in real time and kind of see what it's like behind the scenes when you have alligators. And I can answer all your questions as well. I just want to say hi to everybody. By the way, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's introduce everyone, by the way, to our... See, look at this. This man knows. Soni knows. Hello, big man. Okay, so you all know this guy. We have Soni. And Soni is our 10-foot American alligator. And it's funny, people don't realize that alligators are so incredibly smart. Like, he literally knows. I've been in the alligator house. I've been doing some work today earlier, and he just knows that right now I have my phone like this. This must mean I'm going live, and this must mean that I'm going to be fed. Now, I know I mentioned that this is the first time I'm doing a live feeding on YouTube. I typically do my live alligator feedings on TikTok. And I thought, let's just switch it up because, you know, I love my YouTube peeps and I love TikTok, but I love YouTube as well. So anyway, welcome everybody. By the way, if you're watching this, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to like this video. Looks like we have over 1,000 people watching, which is amazing. And oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Colton Plays just donated $5. Thank you so much. By the way, we appreciate all donations. 100% of the donations go back towards the animals. 100%. It's connected to our nonprofit, and it helps support the alligators. It helps support the tortoises. I mean, every single cent goes back to these animals. So we appreciate it so much. Hello, everybody. So let's introduce everyone. If you're new, welcome. This right here is Chompers. And so you can see how she's swimming around. Clear indication as I'm coming over here to her part of the pool that she's hungry. This is how I know the alligators are hungry. Many people ask me all the time, how do you know they're hungry? Literally, the alligators tell me. Watch. I'm going to walk over here. Watch this. Look at her. She's following me around the pool, kind of like, it's almost, I hate to compare them to dogs, but it's almost like when your dog's hungry and he looks at you and he's like, hey, come on, I'm hungry, I'm waiting. Now, I know Soni's hungry, one, because he actually came over and literally over to that fence where I was. Now, I normally feed the alligators right here, and I'm training them. Well, they've been trained to eat from over here, although we do enrich them and we do feed them at opposite ends of the pool. We also will sometimes feed them outside as well. Thank you, Cassie Tran, for your donation. Thank you, Game for your donation, by the way. So what we're going to do now is I am going to have to be completely honest with you. If you are watching, you're wondering, okay, Corbin, come on, let's get the alligators going. Why are we not feeding them yet? I want to show you what I'm feeding them. So today we are going to be feeding them pork roast. So they'll be eating pork roast, and right now I have that roast in the water. It's actually defrosting, and I want to say I actually just checked these roasts before I went live, and I noticed that some of the roasts were still a hair frozen, so I'm going to let them sit in the water for a couple more minutes. But what I want to do while the meat is thawing, I want to answer questions that you might have about the alligators. Now listen, please do not drop off this live because I promise you do not want to miss what's going to happen when we feed the gators. We just need to make sure the meat is not, the meat's thawed. So thank you so much, by the way. Golden Guard, can I get a shout out? Absolutely. Now, by the way, I do want to say, Golden Guard, that we do cameos. So if you have a birthday coming up or you just want a personal shout out, we can go, we do a cameo. It's $30 and the links are in the bio. Thank you so much, Larry MC, which, You have, oh my gosh, thank you so much. A $5 donation. We appreciate it so much, so much. Battery said, I'm sorry that I cannot donate. I wish I could. That is okay. If you cannot donate, I completely understand. But you know, just by watching our videos, especially by watching our long form videos on YouTube, you can watch them on repeat. That's literally like donating to the animals, because that creator fund that we get when we're monetized on YouTube, it goes back to support the animals. So even if you can't donate, just by watching our videos, it actually helps out. So we do appreciate that. Now, someone asked about Napoleon the Emu. And so we're gonna go, let's take a look. By the way, if this is your first time, welcome to our alligator house. Welcome, welcome. It's about 1,000 square feet. The pool is 40 feet long. It's around 4 feet deep, and it houses our 2 rescued American alligators. So they are both rescues. Soni was living in a bedroom, actually, in Boise, Idaho. He was living in a teenager's bedroom, 100% true story. And Chompers, let's go see Chompers. By the way, I have not forgot about Napoleon the Emu. I just want to see if she'll pop up in the window. Oh, you know, I think she's out playing in the water. Yep, you guys see Napoleon? Napoleon is currently playing in the water. I overfill her trough, so Napoleon's currently in the water. Oh, take a look, you guys. Oh, we have some exciting action coming on. Look at this. Both alligators. So Chompers, okay, she just disappeared. Soni's over here. He knows. Okay, this is what is going on. Thank you, Penn, for the $5 donation. Really good question coming from Bound Bird. How friendly are they? I would say probably friendlier than a wild alligator, but they still can be pretty aggressive. And right now is the most dangerous time working with the alligators because of the fact that they are hungry. And so this is a time when I do have to be extra, extra careful. And this is a time when my, 19 plus years of experience working with alligators comes in, for sure. So thank you so much. By the way, we're getting a donation from Alyssa. Tell number 5 he's awesome. Yes, number 5 is doing great, by the way. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I am going to, oh, art for you. Happy birthday. Okay, so right now we're going to go check the meat and see if the meat is thawed. Now, please make sure to like this video. Once again, subscribe. I know we had a few people jump off, and honestly, I get it. Just right now, we're just waiting for that meat to thaw. So we don't, it's not like detrimental if we, feed them a piece of frozen meat. But once again, it's one of those things where we prefer to have that thawed. So what I'm going to do now, behind the scenes, is I am going to put you on a phone stand, because it's literally just me and you and a phone stand. And I always say if something bad happens, which I should say knock on wood, that's not good, knock on wood. I do want to say that make sure to tag my page, okay? Come on, screen record, tag my page. Oh, thank you so much. We just got a donation from Eka, I am so sorry, I cannot pronounce that, but it says, please tell Chompers and Soni hi, and that Katya and James, Kata and James, am I saying that right? Katya and James, say hi, and we love you both. We love you and your animals, Corbin, and we will never forget Tom, R.I.P. Tom. Yes, got another donation, $10 coming in from XYL Vion 700. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, Devin. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you. Okay, so you guys are here to see the alligators eat. I'm gonna put you in a phone stand right now. And honestly, right now, I'm just going to check the meat. So I'm gonna put you right here so you guys don't go anywhere. I want you to actually watch Soni really quick. And if you're just tuning in, you tuned into a fantastic time, because right now we are going to feed the alligators, which is going to be good. I really do need to check. Oh no. I need to check. Shoot, my longer tongs I can see are not here. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to check the meat really quick. And right now we're going to be feeding them some pork. Looks like the meat is pretty thawed. Okay, I'm just chopping it up right now into little chunks, which makes it, pretty nice here. Give me 1 second here. By the way, if you're watching this, make sure to give us a like as well. It's so funny. This is why sometimes it makes me a little nervous when I plan these live events, because sometimes I just get so distracted, well, not distracted, but I'm so busy with the animals, and I'm like, oh my gosh, running around with sometimes I feel like with my head cut off, because I noticed that okay, you guys see Soni? Is Soni moving? Let's give some alligator emojis, everybody. All right, let's see, I'm just gonna go over here. Okay, Soni's moving, he is ready. He's ready to eat, you guys. Chompers is ready to eat as well. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm literally just, with my knife, cutting up portions of this pork roast that we have. This is actually like this is like a good pork roast. This is completely something that a human could eat. I think this was actually donated from Costco, actually. So, okay, here we go. So I'm gonna set you right there. Thank you so much, by the way, for the donations. I'm gonna walk, over here, and then Soni's gonna come up here, okay? Now, I do wanna say, once again, that I am a trained professional and do not try this at home. Soni, come on up. Come on up, big boy. Come on up. Open up. There you go. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So Soni, if you notice, he's trying to swallow that. He does not chew his food. So let's get closer so you all can see. So unlike us, some of us chew our food, most of us chew our food, Soni does not chew his food. So he will swallow that whole. He will be able to digest everything. So even though that was a part of a pork, that was a pork roast, so there were no bones in that. But even if there were bones in that, Soni would be able to actually digest that. And in the wild, they can digest, as I mentioned, the bones, but antlers, hooves, horns, pretty much anything. Their digestive juices are pretty much like acid. They can go through a bunch of stuff. So it is very, very, very powerful, and it's one of those adaptations that make these animals able to eat a variety of different things that some animals would not eat. Like some carnivores most carnivores don't eat that whole carcass, whereas alligators, crocs, they're able to do that. So really good question. Someone asked, how much do the alligators eat a day? Honestly, it just depends. And so they don't eat every day like us. But so we'll feed them. And the reason why I said it depends is we'll feed them usually once to twice a week. Although in the wintertime, Soni and Chompers will go through a period where they are not going to be eating as much. So that's just because the days are shorter. The temperature outside is cooler. Even though we have this awesome heater where we keep the alligators warm. This building keeps around 70 degrees. The water will drop to be around like 60 degrees, 65. We do add warm water in, but once again, the alligators aren't eating as often. There's Napoleon the Emu. I noticed someone asked, could the alligators eat Napoleon the Emu if they wanted to? And the answer is absolutely. Okay, so right now, and I just want to show you, this is what I'm currently trying to do. I was trying to chop up some of this roast because we have more roast to feed, more alligators to feed. We have chompers to still feed. So what I want you to do now is I want you to hit me with a bunch of alligator emojis while I go and chop up the rest of this roast. So hit me with some alligator emojis. Thank you, by the way, for the donations. I'm trying to find, this is such a big piece here. I feel like Soni will really like this big piece right over here. All right. I mean, that is a big piece. Okay, so we're gonna have some other little smaller pieces for chompers over here. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to shift our focus and, oh, look, he knows what's going on. We are going to feed chompers. Now, once again, I'm going to put you on a phone stand, and I'm going to call chompers over. So I want you just to watch the water. Watch that water. I'm going to actually dump some of this in the bucket so I can see. Watch the water. I'm going to call her over. Once again, do not try this at home. Okay. before I go in here, I'm going to actually make sure I have a sweetheart. I'm going to make sure I have a piece of pork. Honey, I was going to have you over here. I was going to have you go over here. Here, come over here. Come over here where you and I have kind of worked together. Oh my God. These toms are going to be the death. Over here. Up, up, up. Chompers up. There you go. Okay, so she swallowed that whole. Let's give her another little piece here. She is eating pork, and they eat pork. They'll eat chicken. They will eat fish. Come here, open up. There you go. Good girl. You're such a good girl. They are very food motivated. Come here. Up, up, up. So as you see, she doesn't look at me as food. She looks at me as the person, sweetheart, as the person who brings her food. So she's trained to do this. Over here. Come here. Good girl. This is a reason why we would never be able to release the alligators out into the wild. And, you know, once again, Soni and Chompers are both rescues. They were illegally being kept as pets. So they've never been in the wild. So once again, it's not like we've taken them out of the wild. But a lot of people ask, can you re-release them? And the answer is no. For one, it's highly illegal. Two, look at Chompers. She comes up to me. Hi, baby girl. She knows me as the person who brings her food. She knows humans bring her food. So if I were to put her in the wild, she would go up to humans for food and then become a problem alligator, and then she would have to be euthanized or killed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let Chompers take a second to digest, because I know big man Soni is ready to eat something. So Chompers, we'll be right back, sweetheart. We'll be right back, honey bunny. Yes, we will. Your roommate, Soni, is like really, really excited. By the way, thank you so much for the donations. It's amazing. We almost have had almost $100 in donations. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you, by the way, on following us on TikTok. We love TikTok as well. We love when you follow us from all different platforms. And another reason why you should follow us on TikTok, if you do have access to it, is that we do different stuff on different platforms. So, for instance, Soni, we'll feed the alligators sometimes on TikTok. We've started feeding them kind of on YouTube now. Okay, over here. Okay. 1 second, guys. Okay. So, do not try this at home. Soni, over here. Over here. Up. Up. Over here, Soni. Open up. Open up. Good boy. Wow. Look how he just took that. Look at that. What a good boy. He's using his eyes. Is he going to burp? Soni, you going to burp? How exciting. Look at that. That is amazing. That is amazing. So I'm going to answer a couple questions right here. This is from Simply Lexi. Have they ever bitten you before? Absolutely. I don't want to say absolutely sounds like they bite me. It makes... His tooth grazed my finger once when I was trying to feed him, and that did not feel good. But I don't think that technically serves as a bite. Although I should say that one time Chompers, on the other hand, actually filleted my middle finger like a lobster. And you can actually check out that video on YouTube. It's called Have I Ever Been Bitten by the Alligators? It's a long form video. And what happened is I was cleaning her pool in her old habitat, and she was hissing, and I was basically documenting me cleaning her pool for my Instagram. Well, turns out that I had gotten way too close, and it was my fault, and I was actually paying attention more to the Instagram app as I was filming than I was Chompers, and she took a nice little, she completely filleted my finger, and it did not feel good. I'll tell you that. Matter of fact, it was like hot. It was like hot at first. It was so sudden. She was so quick, and I'm so happy she let go because she definitely could have taken that off. Chompers is 13, and Soni is 22. Okay, so let's see if we have any more food to feed Chompers over here. I'm going to go, and once again, I want you guys to, well, actually, I'll put it on Soni because I want to make sure I can chop up the rest of this roast. By the way, I would apologize that the meat is not, I thought the meat would have enough time to thaw. And Soni, give me a second, okay? And I knew that, well, I'm going to have to go live because I made this schedule live. But I knew it would thaw during our live. So thank you for your patience, everybody. It is greatly appreciated. Okay, so we have a couple more pieces. We have one for Soni over here. Let me get this over here. All right. Just chopping up some meat. So you can look at Soni right now. More than likely, what he's going to do is he will go into the water. That's something he'll do, more than likely. What I'm going to do now is we're going to feed him the rest of this pork. So I want you guys to stay right here. By the way, I always joke. Well, I don't joke. I always say, don't do this. I'm a trained professional. But seriously, don't. Come here. Up, up, up. Soni, over here. Up. Open up. Open up. There you go. Good boy. Now make sure you swallow that. So he has all that meat right now in the back of his throat. So more than likely what he is going to do is he is going to hop into the water, and that way he can get that meat down. He'll take a drink of water to help him sip that, to help it get it down, to like loosen up that food. That's what he usually does. So thank you for the donations. I see them coming in. I will give you a shout out once I am back and able to fully read all the comments. So now we're going to go back and we are going to feed Chompers because I feel like our baby girl, she wants something to eat. We're going to feed her this pork. I'm going to cut it in thinner strips. And the reason why I want to cut it in thinner strips is that way it's going to last a little bit longer. That way she thinks that she's getting more, and that way you guys can see her eat more. All right. Beautiful pork roast that somebody donated. Alligators aren't too picky when it comes to kind of like what they eat. Okay, YouTube, I want you to sit right there and don't move a muscle. We're going to call Chompers over. Here we go. Oh, baby girl. We have people all over the world watching you right now. Yes, we do. Oh, shoot. I better get my piece of meat out. There you go. So it's like 100 degrees. It's like 100 degrees in the alligator house. I'm not going to lie. When she comes up and splashes me, it feels so good. It feels so good. Oh, you are just a beautiful alligator. By the way, check out my t-shirt. We have Team Chompers shirts and Team Chompers hats and Team Soni hats. They're all for sale. Come here. You got it? Come here, baby girl. There she goes. All proceeds go back to the alligators. Are you leaving me now? Oh, no, you're not. Sweetheart, give me 1 second. I understand you have no concept of time, but give me 1 sec, baby. Come here. Open up. There you go. Open up. There you go. Good girl. There she is. Let's see what else do we have in here. Ooh, I have another piece for you. Once again, they eat once to twice a week. My favorite fact, and I actually got this from my buddy Gator Boy Chris, but he always says on his feed, by the way, Gator Boy Chris, awesome dude. He's a friend of mine. But he always mentions that these alligators will eat less than your dog will a year. They don't eat as often as us. They don't need to eat. They're actually cold-blooded. Okay, I'm going to turn around so you guys can see Chompers really quick. Oh, man. Hold on. Here she goes, here she goes, here she goes. Oh, look at Soni. Are you going to burp, Soni? Oh, my gosh. Okay. So let's see if Soni wants any more. These guys are like pretty much eating machines, but let's see if we can get him to eat any more, okay? Give me one sec. Oh. Okay. So here I go. We're about to feed Soni the alligator. By the way, thank you so much for the donations. I appreciate it so, so much. And I also want to say, for all of you watching overseas right now, how cool. Okay, Soni, go over here. Up, up. Over here, up. Up. Open up. Good boy. All right. So Soni has that meat. Look, here he goes. He's trying to swallow that meat right now, okay? What's going to happen, and this will probably happen during this live, is he'll eventually have to get into the water. He's going to have to, alligators can swallow food on land, but it's a lot easier when it's in the water. And in my experience with the alligators, I have noticed that he'll eat a lot right now. He'll keep that in the back of his throat. Like, take a look at that right there. And then he'll go into the water, and then he will actually start to swallow that. So we're going to stay on the live right now. By the way, I am going to enjoy answering a few of your questions. And I just want to say thank you for all the donations. It means so much to the alligators and I. It keeps this dream alive. Someone asked an amazing question. Oh my gosh. Dominic Perez, why did you start to do YouTube videos? That's a great question. So Dominic, I've always loved animals. I always wanted to work with animals. And I always loved talking to people, and I loved entertaining people ever since I was a kid. And I actually got my start on television many, many years ago, 18 years ago, when I was 14 years old. I got my start on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And at that point, I brought on a few of my rescued animals. And I thought, this is what I want to do. I want to work with animals in the media. And my dream for so long was to have my own TV show. And I pursued that for years and years. I mean, I'm telling you, years I tried to get a TV show. And I would still appear on The Tonight Show, still appear on The Today Show, Late Night with Seth Meyers, Inside Edition, a bunch of TV shows, but no network would give me my own show. And what I love about YouTube is that no one told me no. No one said, you can't do that, or you have to act a certain way, or you can't be yourself. You need to act this way. And it's like YouTube is my favorite, it's like my baby. It's one of my favorites because it allows me to have a connection with you. It allows me to do my videos like I love. I get to talk to you, and I'm my own boss. I control my content, and I love that. So that's why I started YouTube. And look what's going on. Here he goes. Yeah. Okay, follow the bubbles. Here he is. There he is, guys. There he is. He'll take that nice little deep little breath. Now he's going to go under again. Leopard Gecko _lover. How long have you had Chompers and Soni? I've had Soni for 15 years. I rescued him. Look at the bubbles, by the way. I love this. Look at the bubbles. If you ever want to know where the alligators are, everyone follow the bubbles. Look at this. This is so exciting. Oh, he's going to come on up. So that's air escaping through his eyes from his lungs. Look at that. Oh, that's so exciting. By the way, the fish are, oh boy, fish are over there. Fish. You might want to go away. We have a big, big alligator right there. Oh, the fish have no idea. Look at this. Look at the fish. Fish, go away. We have an alligator in there. By the way, these are the baby tilapia that we had. actually last year we had our fish breed, our tilapia breed. Let's give the fish some food, by the way. Okay, sorry, I totally got distracted. I have had Soni for 15 years, and I have had Chompers for 13 years, her whole life. I'm gonna try to get the fish to come over here because I just do not want to, invite them right next to Soni's mouth. Now the fish are in there for enrichment, so the alligators can eat them if they want to, but they don't eat them that often. And the reason why they don't eat the fish that often and the reason why we know is because the fish are still in here. Look at the bubbles coming up. Bubbles, see now the fish know. Look at that. There's my big man spoiling the fun. Gustav, the Doberman 69. Thank you so much. Let's see, do the alligators smell? No, they do not. That's a really good question. A lot of people ask what it smells like in here. Honestly, it kind of smells like wood because we have a wood burning stove right here. Not that it's on, but like kind of campfire wood. Oh my gosh, I want to give a shout out, by the way, to the Unslain Dragon who just donated $19.99. He just donated 20 bucks. That just bought what? Like a 4-pack of chicken at Costco. So thank you so much. That truly means a lot. All these donations, you guys, mean so much. And it just makes me so happy. So anyway, let's see. Really quick. I'm going to answer this from Levi. Levi Mees at Corbin Maxey. You probably won't see this, but I was wondering where the girl on the recent podcast / gator liners billboards, and we're doing a koi pond, and that would be cheap. Sorry for spamming. Okay, so Levi, if you're wondering what's going on, Levi was listening to my podcast, which thank you, Levi, for listening to my podcast. My podcast name is called Animals to the Max. It's available for free, by the way. And we had a guest, my most recent episode, we had a guest from the Critchlow Alligator Sanctuary, and they use old billboard signs for pond liners for their alligators. And I think he wanted to say that they're using them for koi ponds. That is a really unique idea. By the way, I had never thought or even thought about using, billboard liners for ponds and stuff like that. So you have to be super creative with animal rescue. Let me try to go. You can see the fish. Let's see if we can at least see an alligator during this live. That would be exciting. Okay, there's Chompers. Chompers, excuse me, also enjoys eating fish food as well. So this is where it's Jack's. When are their birthdays? In October and November. And by the way, this is a little behind the scenes information, but we are thinking about doing a virtual alligator birthday party with an invite only, where you have to basically purchase a ticket to be invited to the virtual alligator party. But basically, we were going to use all the proceeds, go back to the alligators. And we were thinking it would be a great way to raise money for the alligators, especially before winter. When this heater is on in the winter, by the way, you guys, it costs thousands of dollars in electric bills. And so we were thinking, oh my goodness, we should have an alligator birthday party in October and November for the alligators. We don't have a date yet. And then we thought, why don't we do like this invite only thing where you can buy a ticket and you can come and you get to hang out with us virtually. So what do you think? Okay, let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Chompers, by the way, is eating the fish food because she's a boss and she, does what she does. This is where it's Jax. You are my favorite YouTuber. Thank you so much. That means so much. Random Potato. What happens when the alligators poop? Sometimes I'll fish it out with the net. Other times it gets sucked to the bottom, and then we will pump that poop out into our pond. Lucy. What made you choose Soni and Napoleon's names, and do you have nicknames for the animals? I have a little leopard gecko, and I see lots of similarities between her and the gators. Oh, that's so cute. Really good question, Lucy. So Chompers, my sister actually named, and I don't know if you ever have watched the Land Before Time movies, but there's Land Before Time 2, and that actually has a little T-Rex named Chompers in it, and my sister named Chompers, so that's how we got Chompers' name. And then Soni's name, which we should go see if we can even see Mr. Man. Oh, there he is. Soni's name, he actually came with the name Soni. I think his old owners, but I've always just pronounced it Soni. It is a very unusual name, I understand, or one that I have never really heard of, but it's unique, and we decided to keep it. Do they have nicknames? Yes. I like to call him James, like his middle name, James, so Soni James. So sometimes in my videos you hear me say, "Come on, James," and that's his middle name. So thank you so much. By the way, really good question coming over here. Let's see. Someone asked, oh my gosh, someone asked if I miss Tom, and I thought that was so, so nice. Yes, I miss Tom the turkey all the time. We do have 4 other turkeys that we have, and if you follow my stories, oh, look at the fish. There's Soni. If you follow my stories, you'll know that we've had these turkeys this year since chicks. None of them, though, yet compared to Tom. And it's always sad when you lose animals. Oh, look at the fish, and then look at Soni. How cool. That is so exciting. Oh, man, look at the ramp. Oh, boy. Look at that. Look at Soni underneath the ramp. Ooh, baby. Okay. Soni, what are you doing underneath the ramp? You're breaking the ramp? Full disclosure, he does need a new ramp. Look at that. He's like lifting up his ramp. Sometimes he could be such a little turd. That's him just moving around, doing his thing. So, okay. Any other questions we have? Really quick. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink of my throat is getting dry from talking. So, from Sebastian Gifford. Do you need a license to own an alligator? Yes. In most states, you do need a license. We are located in Idaho. We are very, very proud Idahoans, and we have a special license from, sorry you guys, this ramp is just going up and down. I'm wondering what is going on. Soni's underneath the ramp causing quite a lot of mischief. Anyway, we have a special license from, watch the ramp. Oh my gosh. We have a special license from Idaho Fish and Game to have alligators. Unfortunately, if you are caught illegally having alligators, you can get in serious trouble. The alligator will be confiscated. And unfortunately, most of the times, if the alligators cannot find a home, then they will euthanize the alligators. So once again, don't get an alligator as a pet. Let's see. Have the alligators, from Bumblebee, have the alligators broken the windows with their tail? Really, really, really good question. They have not, no. And you can see that the windows are a little bit higher, so their tails do not reach their windows. Now, technically, could they kind of go up to the windows? Yes, they can. They don't do that often. The only time I've seen Soni in these windows right here is when he was trying, I don't know if you recently saw this video, but I did a video, a long form YouTube video where I went over how I clean the pump, and I had to close Soni out of the door. So I literally locked him out. He was outside. This is his outdoor area, by the way. But his outdoor area goes around here. And what had happened is I locked him out for my safety so I could work in his area without having to worry about a 10-foot alligator behind my back. And I saw his face come up at the window, and he had tried clawing at the window. But he wasn't trying to break it. He was trying to turn around and probably trying to tell me like, hey man, I would really like to be let back in my pool. So someone asked me, thank you guys so much. When did I start YouTube? I uploaded my first video in 2008. And if you watch those videos, my goodness, people always say, YouTubers always say it's always so embarrassing when you watch your old videos, and some people say to remove those old videos, but I like them. I mean, I don't want to watch them because it's embarrassing because, I was like 18 years old. Half of the videos sound like I haven't hit puberty yet. This is interesting. You guys, Soni is trying to get to that fence. This is interesting. Let me go over here. if you just heard that, Soni is trying to get through this barrier. Now, I have this barrier up here to, look at him. I have that barrier up there to separate Soni and Chompers because we're afraid that Soni could possibly kill Chompers. We do plan eventually to introduce them, and I don't know when we will do that. But I'll tell you what, he is showing signs that he is indeed ready to get over to Chompers. Now, he is a male. Chompers is a female. Now, we do not want to breed them. American alligator populations are stable, but the reason why I want to put them together is so they have access to the full habitat, to the full pool. So that's the reason why I'd want to put them together. And also, see, look at her. She's over there. It's almost like she is flirting with him. This is so interesting. Anyway, Danica, lots of love from Tanzania. Oh, thank you so much. The dino downstairs. Will you rescue any more? I don't have plans to, although I told my wife the other day, I was like, man, I'd love to rescue a crocodile one day. And she said, honey, when we get our new facility, maybe. That's where Soni is, by the way. He's underneath this ramp. Right now, this facility this is comfortable for 2 alligators. I don't want to squeeze anyone in here. Not that I'd be squeezing them. I mean, if they had access to the full pool, you probably could house 3 alligators in here, but I don't plan on doing that. But never say never. If a baby alligator were available for adoption, it sure would be hard to turn it down. So, okay. What size will Chompers be when she meets Soni from Funky Dog? Well, Chompers is around 7 feet. Soni's almost 10 feet. We want her to be around 8 feet, although I'm going to be completely honest. I have talked to my friends, alligator experts, and they have told me that Chompers is in her prime and it would be a good time to introduce them. I'm a little nervous. It honestly makes me nervous. So I will keep you updated with that progress when we do decide to release them. And by the way, what is going on over here? I have never seen this on a live, by the way. Yeah, Soni's wanting to get through. This is really interesting. He is wanting to get through. I've even noticed underneath his chin that he was scraping it up, just trying to get through. Oh my goodness, this is, oh boy. Lenart, thank you for the donation. Do you think Soni and Chompers will eat you if they can? That's a really, really good question. Will they try to eat me? I don't think so. Alligators typically don't eat people, although sometimes there are rare instances when they do. I think they kill 1 to 2 people a year every year in Florida, but they typically eat smaller prey than humans. They do eat people's pets a lot, so you have to make sure your pets are on a leash and not close to the water's edge, by the way. Now, I do want to say that if I am not careful when I feed them, I could be harmed, knock on wood. Now, if I was in the pool right now, Soni would come over because they are opportunistic predators. He might investigate, and they don't have any hands like we do. They investigate with their mouths, similar to like a shark, right? They literally will bite with their mouths. If I was in there, though, I don't think Soni would try to eat me. Would he bite me? Probably. But I think he'd take a bite, and then I think he'd leave me alone. I think he'd be more scared of something he's not used to. Micah Tyler, why don't the alligators, or Micah Taylor, excuse me, why don't the alligators eat the fish? Great question. It's almost like, Micah, have you ever, by the way, Micah is my sister's name, so. Okay, by the way, very aware that Micah is mainly a male name, but my sister wears Micah very, very proudly. So if you're a male or female, awesome name, cool name. Anyway, it's just like when you go to an aquarium. If you have seen their shark tank, you'll see that they usually will have, sharks and other types of fish, smaller fish in the exhibit. And the reason why those sharks don't eat those fish is because the aquarists keep the sharks pretty well fed. Same with the alligators. Now, will the alligators occasionally eat a fish? Absolutely. How do I know this? Because we used to have 3 of the most beautiful, I'm just like sad talking about it. We used to have 3 of the most beautiful tilapia. They were orange and white. And we used to have 2 red devils, these like red devil cichlids. If you watch any of my earlier videos, you'll see these bright orange fish. Well, the alligators eventually ate those fish, unfortunately. Now, well, I say unfortunately because I act like they weren't in here for the alligators. The fish are in here for the alligators. They're in here to enrich the alligators, but you do get attached to the fish. And so the fish that we have, the adult tilapia, which we still have adult tilapia in here, they started to breed. And you can see these are some of their babies. So the fish have been pretty prolific, and they're breeding, and it's very, very exciting. So anyway, thank you, Wolf19, for the, Soni, thank you, Wolf19, for the $10 donation. That means so, so much. Someone asked Gia Brown and Jody Johnson, how did you get the alligators? It's a legit question. So at 13 years old in 2003, I started a nonprofit animal rescue focusing mainly on reptiles. And when you rescue reptiles, occasionally in the reptile world, you'll get a call about someone who has an alligator. And I expressed interest in rescuing an alligator at a very early age. God bless my parents. They allowed me to live out my dream, and they still do. And that's how I started rescuing alligators. That's how I was able to get it grandfathered in for me to be able to have a license, because I've had them for so long. Night Fox 4781 asked, will you be at the state fair with the animals or any of the animals this year? I will not be at the fair, no. But what I do, if you are here in Idaho, I have a show at the Village at Meridian, and the show is called Wild with Corbin Maxey. And that is, we have 4 more dates. We have a show tomorrow. We have a show July 20th, a show August 3rd, and August 17th. And if you go to my website, corbinmaxey.com, there are links and directions and literally like where you can see the show. The show's free, by the way. It's a free community event. Tomorrow we are going to have Clyde the camel. Someone asked if I expect Clyde to bite somebody tomorrow. No, but I do expect Clyde to kiss somebody tomorrow. Robo, where do you keep your camel? Clyde lives down the road. He is not mine. So when you work with animals in the media, you know, especially if, if you ever see me on TV, like on the Today Show, a lot of those animals are not mine. Those animals are animal ambassadors that live at either accredited zoos, they live with private owners, or they're from animal rescues. And Clyde the camel is actually, he's been here in Idaho for over 22 years, and his owner Gary and I are quite good friends, and that is how we were able to get Clyde the camel to come help us out. And Clyde loves people. It's very enriching for him. Kitty Comics, $5. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. I love your videos. And have you seen the movie Crawl, and what's their favorite food? So I have not seen the movie Crawl. I have not. I've heard of it. Is it good? Is it good? Or is it a little cheesy? But is it cheesy good? Kitty Comics, let me know. And their favorite food, I would say Soni's favorite food, probably beef, when we feed them slabs of beef from the Thomas Cattle Company, or they really enjoy whole chickens. They love like the raw chickens you get at Costco. I'd say chicken and beef, probably their favorite. But I mean, I don't think they're that picky. Sometimes they get a little weirded out by new food items. Like we had someone called me and had a bunch of meat in their freezer, and it was what was it? It was a pheasant that they had harvested, and they asked if I wanted this pheasant. And I was like, well, I guess we can feed it to the alligators. And it took Soni, he was kind of weirded out by the pheasant, which is weird because it's a bird, but he knew like, oh, this is not normally what I eat, but he did eventually eat the pheasant. How much time do alligators spend swimming a day? From Xanth Morton. Good question. I don't know, and it varies. So the alligators around this time of year are mainly out on land. The reason why they are in the water now is because we just fed them, and Soni likes to take a drink of water after he is done consuming his food to help it wash down his throat, but the alligators will more than likely crawl back out and they'll be on land all night. Around this time of year, they are more active on land, basking, than they are in the water. In the wintertime, they prefer to be in the water because usually in the winter, the water is the warmest part of their habitat. So anyway, let's see. Bored forever. Do you ever forget to feed the animals considering you have so many? Sorry for the spam. Oh, don't be sorry. You're just trying to get your question through. That is awesome. Ooh, Jennifer Lopez asked something, but I'm assuming you're not the real Jennifer Lopez. Fun fact, I did an animal segment on the Today Show right across the studio from Jennifer Lopez. She sat there on her director's chair with the biggest bodyguard I have ever seen in my life. And I presented animals with Kathy Lee, Hoda, and A-Rod at the time. And she was there supporting A-Rod, and I was there as one of their guests. He was co-hosting the Today Show. Anyway, Jennifer Lopez. I'm assuming you're not the real Jennifer Lopez, but still cool to me. Okay, what was I talking about? Sorry, completely forgot. Oh, do I ever forget to feed the animals? Not usually. I mean, sometimes if I'm running out the door and I'm like, oh my God, did I forget to feed the fish? But never anything big like the alligators, because the alligators are very when they're hungry, they're hungry. So when you walk in here and when they follow you around, you're like, okay, I understand. You're hungry. I can't forget that you're hungry. So I'll give you food. So great question. Hugh Tao. How much do they weigh? I don't know. We don't have a tractor scale. I would assume that Chompers is maybe 160, maybe 170, and Soni could be anywhere from 4 to 450 pounds. Megan Long, can you breed them? They probably will breed when they meet, but I do not have any plans of doing that. Moth, are you going to get baby alligators? No plans of baby alligators. Oh, really good question about college. Catherine Cooter, question. What did you study in college to be able to work with animals like this? I'm interested in doing something like this when I graduate. Sorry for the spam. Catherine, congrats on going to college, and you are not spammy. Thank you so much for the question. So I actually went to Boise State University. I got my degree in biology, and I was obsessed with taking any animal-related class, whether it had to do with zoology. So I took mammalogy, I took entomology, which I know is the study of insects, has nothing to do with what I do now, really. I guess I have cockroaches, so that's kind of cool. And through college, I was able to go and do things like go to Africa. I mean, not that the college paid for it, but we were able to go and kind of study abroad for a few weeks in Africa, the Seychelles Islands and stuff like that. I had a very unique situation, Catherine, though, because I had the animals already when I was in college. I rescued Soni when I was a senior in high school. So I had already had the animals. I had always dreamed of having a career in the media with the animals, but I knew working with the animals, especially if I was going to be an ambassador for animals and I was going to talk to people professionally about animals, for my own sake, I wanted to pursue my education. So that's why I got my degree in biology. But it wasn't a traditional route where it was oh, I got my degree, and then all of a sudden I was able to work with the alligators. I had these animals through college, and that's something that, YouTube, you don't obviously need a degree for YouTube. I am so happy, though, I did go to college. It was one of the best experiences of my life, and it was very hard, but I loved it. So I wish you all the best. If you are interested, though, Catherine, and if you're watching this, by the way, and you are wanting to pursue an animal career, because I understand, people watch this and they're like, how do you work with animals? What a dream job. Listen to my podcast. It's called Animals to the Max. It is free. It is a free resource, and I literally have over 200 episodes where I interview people who have their dream jobs working with animals. And I'm one of those people that likes the behind the scenes information. I like the nitty gritty. I don't like the pretty, here I am, I got my degree, and then now I have a zoo job, and look at me, live my life. I like the behind the scenes, I worked my butt off, and this is how I landed this job, and I was turned down by this, but look what landed me this. Anyway, check out my podcast, Animals to the Max. It's available for free on iTunes, Spotify, Google, Pandora, wherever you listen to podcasts. So great questions. L Dragons. Do the alligators try to hurt you just as much as they did when you got them, or are they better, or are you better friends with them now? Well, L Dragons, Soni, that's such a good question. No one's really ever asked that. So Chompers was a baby. She was a baby alligator. She was such a cute baby crow. I'm kidding. Baby Crow's a reference from Schitt's Creek. Hilarious show, by the way. So Chompers was a baby, and I think she was a little scared of me. She was a little scared of me when I first worked with her. And the reason why is alligators are, when they're babies, they're very vulnerable. And their natural instincts are to be scared and to hide away from predators. Because I think the stats are like, what, 1 in 100 alligators will make it to adulthood, or maybe it's like 1 in 1,000. It is a very low chance. So they have to be skittish. They have to be smart and stay away. So they were she was very skittish when I first got her, and then I started working with her and handling her. And it only honestly took maybe like a couple months, but she calmed down pretty quick and she got used to me. Alligators are pretty smart. Now, Soni, on the other hand, he was living in a teenager's bedroom, and he was used to people. I mean, the teenager, minus the fact the teenager did not have any water for Soni, Soni was pretty friendly. So I used to hold Soni all the time. Now he's just way too big. So Tara asked a really good question. Tara asked, do I miss Tom the turkey? Yes. Oh, did you say that again? Sorry. Siri thinks I'm talking. Tara, yes, I miss Tom the turkey every day. I am so happy that Tom, though, lives on in the videos, and that's what makes me happy. And to be honest, I'm happy that an animal like a domestic turkey touched so many lives. It sounds ridiculous, but people, thousands and thousands, actually millions of people around the world have seen Tom the turkey, which is so amazing. So it makes me so happy that people love Tom just as much as I did. Luna, I rescued Chompers. She was illegally being kept as a pet, and she was given kind of as an anniversary present, as like a gag gift. And the fiance broke off the engagement, and that's how I ended up with Chompers. And Soni over here was living in a teenager's bedroom. Let's see. Thank you guys so much. Let's see. Caitlin, or capital ship _ Bismarck. Is it expensive feeding the alligators? Yes, it is. By the way, it's expensive, and we do appreciate donations. We're almost at $200. You think we could get it to $200? We're at $178.87. Will anyone donate to get us to our match of $200? By the way, all the proceeds go back to the alligators. It is expensive to feed them. We do appreciate, though, when people donate. So we have had people donate meat, like, meat that's maybe freezer burned from their freezers that they don't want to eat, but that the alligators don't mind. But it is expensive. We're running low on meat, and so I'm probably going to have to do a Costco run and get a bunch of chickens and have people think that I'm on a keto diet, when in fact I am just, just getting Soni some food. Let's see. When is the next live from mushrooms? It'll probably be next week. To be honest, it's very, very hard to give you an exact answer now. Hopefully next week. No, Marin. How often does Soni break the ramp? Soni breaks the ramp all the time. In reality, I need to get a heavier duty ramp for sure. He actually usually gets out of the water on this side of the pool. He does not use his ramp. I think what happens is sometimes he goes under his ramp and he kicks it up and kind of becomes a turd like that way. So, let's see. Shy Shadow, are you going to do a meetup / do you want to? I would go. Yes, so I do meetups here in Idaho for my shows. I'll do meet and greets afterwards. I have merchandise out. Well, I'll sign hats or shirts if you want me to. No worries if you don't. And then we are talking about doing like a virtual alligator birthday party coming up in October or November, where you buy tickets to the event. It's like an exclusive event. All proceeds go back towards the alligators, and you get to celebrate the birthday parties. So, Audrey Schooner, I live pretty close to you in Idaho. Also, will you ever let the alligators breed? If so, together with others, will you get more baby alligators? Sorry for spamming. That is a really, really, really good question. So that's awesome. You're a fellow Idahoan. Heck yes. I do not plan on breeding them, and we do not plan on any other alligators. Okay, one last question, because I have to go and give the ducks and turkeys fresh water, because they are just, what is going on here? They are always messing up the water. One last question, okay, you guys? One last question. What is the question? I want to work with animals. What steps did you take to work with animals? Lots of love from Florida. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. I just saw Debbie the chicken trying to protect one of our chickens from being mated with from our male duck. Our male ducks have become a serious problem. Okay, what steps did I take? Great question. So I got an education. I went to Boise State University, got a degree in biology. I started in animal rescue, but I also started volunteering. So I volunteered at several different organizations. I joined some wildlife clubs, including the local herpetological society here that specializes in reptiles. I made as many connections as I could, got good grades, and pursued a career working with animals. Is a very, very, very good question. Well, thank you so much. We just hit $203.85. I appreciate it. I am going to go now because I need to seriously go, and I need to feed the chickens, and I also need to, oh, thank you so much, you guys. I couldn't resist. Oh, thank you so much. I need to go and clean their waters before I have to leave. But I want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let's see if I can get Soni to eat one more piece of meat really quick. I just realized I had this piece of meat. So let me call him over here. Stay right here, okay, you guys? Stay right there. Let's see if he'll come up. James! James! Soni! Soni! Soni, James! Over here. Come here. Come here. You want another bite of pork? I didn't realize I had this other fillet in here. Okay, open up. Open up. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. He has it in his mouth. You got it? You gonna swallow that? All right, you guys, I love you so much. I will see you on the next live. Please subscribe. Please comment and share. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.